Yes, welcome back guys and girls, Ruckus here bringing you strong Soviet action today, but no more Russian accents or the word strong, I promise. I leave that to Jingles, he's much better at it than me. In today's video, me and my platoon mates will be taking names and derping faces in the newest Russian heavy tank to be included in Blitz. This is of course the KV-2, sporting that massive 152mm ML10 cannon that we all love so much. But first up, let's run through the stats of this machine and look at the pros and cons. And cons there are. The KV-2 itself is a poor machine. Hit points 860 are 100 lower than the next lowest, the KV-1S, and far lower than the average. The average though is slightly inflated due to the TOG-2's massive hit pool, but 860 is still terrible for tier 6 heavies. View range of 230 isn't great, but all the tier 6 heavies have between 230 and 240. Fire chance 15% is okay. Now, armor is very poor as well for the tier. Besides the sides and rear of the hull, the armor of the KV-2 underperforms the rest of the tier. And this is especially problematic for the turret, which sticks up well above the hull and is a big, inviting and easy target. Keep in mind too that 860 hit points and 75mm of turret armor are figures that are both less than the alpha damage and the penetration value for HE rounds on this machine. Now things look no better as we move on to maneuverability. In fact, if it wasn't for the two English tanks, the Churchill 7 and the TOG-2, this would be by far the worst performing of the tier 6 heavy tanks when it comes to maneuverability. Turret traverse and hull traverse are especially bad. Negative 31 degrees turret traverse, not good at all. Speed limit 35 km per hour is slow for the tier, though not as bad as the English, and the powder weight is the same story. We're just going to pause this analysis briefly and jump into the game here as I slap the ugliest tank in Blitz. This poor GC looks like he's going to dive into cover, so I swap back to HE, but I get a high penetration roll on that round and it slams into the front of his superstructure for a one-shot kill. And that of course is the appeal of the KV-2, but there is actually a second weapon. The 170mm ZIS-6 is the much more reliable option. It's the same gun found on the T-150, except it gets almost 50% extra rate of fire, meaning this has the highest DPM of any of the tier 6 heavy tank guns. The penetration values of the rounds are quite good as well, very reliable gun, but the accuracy and the aim time are bad, as is Russian standard, and it just doesn't have that hilarity factor that this thing does. The 152mm M10 howitzer is an insane weapon for tier 6. 640 alpha damage for AP and the gold AP rounds, and 960 for HE rounds. Huge alpha damage. But of course the rate of fire sucks balls, 2.5 rounds per minute, and that dispersion, 0.6 meters per 100 meters dispersion, means for shots like this, you're going to need some help. You've got my back, right, Stalin? Okay, so maybe there's going to be a couple of Russian puns, I just can't help myself. But let's get back into these gun stats. The penetration values for this stubby derp gun are, as you'd expect, underwhelming. AP pen only 110mm, and the gold round, which performs mechanically exactly the same as an armor piercing round, is only 26mm extra at 136mm. What is interesting though, and slightly OP, is the HE penetration. 86mm of HE pen is fantastic. I know for a fact that you can pen the side of a Jag Panther 2 with that. In fact, any flat surface under 80mm of thickness is fair game for this round, and you will be surprised with how many shots go through. We're going to kick the gameplay off with this tier 7 heartbreaker game on Copperfield. It's my Self and Stealth 251, both in the KV-2, both rocking the M10 derp gun. None of that 107mm sensibleness here. Our team has sent out no one to scout the far side of the map. We've got no flankers out that way, so all game you're going to see me nervously checking my left hand side and rear. All of our team bunched up in the high ground here, and our low tier heavies, tier 5 T1 and a KV-1S, charging forward recklessly, calling for help. This is a tier 7 game. That is a fantastic way to get yourself knocked out real early. No one's going to go help them. Now you notice 0.6 meters dispersion did not stop me from getting the commander's cupola of that SU-100. Ah, Russian accuracy. Sometimes you just cannot miss. Predictably, the T1 Heavy has gone down. Calls the rest of his team a chicken, even though it was completely his fault he got himself killed. If you are a bottom tier tank, you need to be twice as careful about weighing up what the enemy is doing before you charge off in any direction. A lot of big guns milling about here. Every time I'm spotted, you see me pull back into a safe position. Still worried about getting hit on the left hand side. It looks like most of the Reds are bunched up in this area as well though. SU-100Y doing his best to get himself killed, stay out in the open. And eventually does. The Tiger 1 gets him. Minimal shot on the T20, but Russian accuracy, 450 damage with the splash. Our T20 is now looking to flank. And his KV-1S is facing off against T29 and an enemy KV-1S on the high ground with stealth in support. Stealth's now moving forward. It would be great if we could route out that high ground and then come in behind the Tiger 1 and his backup. But we just don't have the strength up there really. It's going to be a tough fight for stealth in the KV-1S. Luckily, bounce a shot off my turret there from the Tiger. T20 is getting lots of attention. He won't last long. And this is a misplay. I get myself too far up the hill. I don't have the gun depression to engage the Tiger, and he gets some damage on me without any return. There's a desperate battle going on to my right. Stealth trying to dig out that T29. SU-152's telling me to charge forward, but with this reload, you just cannot get yourself in the middle of enemies. You need to take your shot and have somewhere to retreat to. I swap to premium AP here. 1450 damage with an ammo rack on the Tiger 1. Yes, that is the break we needed. We've drawn the scores level, but the Easy 8 gets stealth, and I've been flanked here by the T20. I'm only going to have one shot at this. If I donk this shot, he is going to have me on the reload. He gets one as I approach. I'm just going to try and splash this guy and then ram him. Come around the corner, derp in the face, and the ram. He drives into me, making it easier. And luckily get that kill. So it's 2 on 2 now, but our KV-1S has gone too far forward, and it's going to take me another 20 seconds before I can come and support him. That Easy 8 is going to play this quite smart. M4 is just moral support really. Looking and hoping for a one-shot kill on this M4. HE rounded the side, but it does not penetrate, and that is going to hurt me later on. Shout out to Heston there, cameo appearance. We lose the KV-1S, and the meds move to their left to engage me. I'm going to use this solid bit of cover here for my reloads. Side scrape out here, look for the Easy 8, but that's a very minimal shot, and he manages to pen my turret. It's okay, I can sit here safely, spend 20 seconds reloading, hoping that the M4 tries to rush me and I can pick these guys off one at a time. Just about done. Another minimal shot there on the M4, but no luck. This Easy 8's getting cocky. Is he going to poke out again? He's looking for his side now with AP, and he gives me it. And we trade hits. I definitely come out on top of that one, but here I make the error that cost me the game with the maneuverability of the KB2, letting me down in the final moments. We've only got 1 minute 30 left on the clock. I move right. I need to spot this M4. And there he is. He's still in the same spot. He's not sticking his head out wisely. And no, he's not going to come out, so I move off into the right. And he chooses that same moment to move left. Good move by him, or lucky move by him anyway. And I just do not have the speed to catch him as he moves out in the open there, and he's off. And unfortunately, that is the end of the game. Under a minute left. And I do chase him down. I see him at the last moment, but I was too busy calling him a pussy in chat to take this shot. It was a very marginal shot anyway, so I probably would have missed, but just goes to show that you should keep your focus until the very end of the game, no matter what happens. Ugh, multiplayer gaming. I don't know why I do it to myself sometimes. That there is the story of how you can ruin someone's game by doing nothing else except existing in a match. In his defense, that was absolutely the right thing to do. There was no point in facing off against me. I was always going to come out of an engagement on top. Let us move on to happier times. This sub 2 minute blitzkrieg on Rockfield will do nicely. It's myself and Stealth again. It's a tier 6 game, fairly even teams, although there are 4 KV2s all up in this match. Hold on to your hats, folks. The action starts very early in this one. KV1S there, looks like he's AFK. Come on, mate, you're going to miss out. Stealth moves into the valley, and as I cross to get to the high ground, we spot a wild stug. No time to aim. Boom. RNGesus for the win. Stealth is having none of that though. He's quickly going to catch up. This is a game of one-shot kills. What's this Fury doing? Picking on our poor T-34. There we go. Stealth gets a PZ4. We're 1 each. Gonna have to rush up here if I'm gonna stay ahead. Fury's got the right idea. He's hold down behind the bunker. That's a tough target. Let's see if HE can dig him out. Yes, it can. Not quite a one-shot kill, but close to it. Not to be left behind. Stealth gets the M4. And we spot a nice juicy flat panzer. But now I'm too caught up in the action. Guess who's not checking his mini-map? Whoops. 1 KV2 on the enemy team, and you had to target me. Remember what I said about the HE rounds being higher in alpha damage and higher in penetration than the hit points and the turret armor of the KV2? You see a lot of one-shot kills when it's KV2 versus KV2. Stealth does avenge me though, and then goes on to get the T-34-85 as well. 4 kills for him. What a blitzkrieg. Just crucial for that game. 3k for Stealth, 1.4 for myself. 2 kills there before I was shut down by the enemy KV2. Game over in 1 minute and 56 seconds, 23,000 credits and 900 XP. Furion subs in for the 4th game. He chooses to use the 107mm on his KV2 for a more reliable shot. He's going to put that to very good use in this game. The Reds have got 2 AT-15As in a platoon, very tough opponents, and with lots of armor at the front. Far too much armor for the AP rounds on this thing. It's going to be a very derpy game. Move forward into this kind of ambush position between the buildings. Set up now with the auto aim off. That way, if targets approach and move through that line, they won't drag my shot off into the truck on either side. Got a bunch of heavies in the valley to my left, and 1 Tiger P moving to my right. That's VK spotted there. No one approaching. That's an AT-15A coming round the Valley of Death there. Okay, T-49, you scout ahead. Flat Panzer perched up on the hill up the back. He's going to snipe there for most of the game. This T-49 has run into some trouble there. A T-150. A reticule swinging around wildly with the auto aim off. Splash that T-150, pull back. There's VK somehow alive on our side of the hill. Furion gets the T-150. And we'll side scrape this building here. Back to HE. Whack. The ATs are pushing around the corner, bullying their way forward, using that armor to soak up hits. Those rapid firing 17-pounder guns. Down goes our KB1. This guy's going to come over the hill though, and I am reloaded. Splash him. Our Tiger P is not going to last long. There he goes, and I've got myself kind of squeezed in between two buildings here. What does this remind you of? I've got no room to side scrape. Such a noob move. Come on, IS, come forward. You can't bring your gun to the tanks, you gotta get the tanks to bring themselves to you. That'll do. Splash him in the turret for 440 damage. Move into cover. But you can see there's a shot there ploughing into the building. There's the flat panzer hidden away up the back still. Reload's almost done. Now this wasn't a wise move. I pull forward, now I'm spotted, and immediately start taking hits from the flat panzers. Very good rate of fire and very good DPM on a Jagdpanzer 4. Take a hit as well from the AT-15. But I do get one at him, and Furion seals the deal. He is desperately trying to position himself to be safe from that IS. Setting up now to side scrape. Come forward. There we go. Another 400 damage. 375 hit points left on that IS. I would really like another 400 damage roll at this point. Just as well, there's a lot of hard cover between myself and him for this reload. Will the flat panzers come forward to help? Splash! No! Not quite. 39 hit points remaining. Furion flanking around behind, but he's going to be a bit late to the party. And there's a flat panzer. He's come forward. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place here. Hoping that the alpha damage of the flat panzer is not enough to kill me in one shot, but it does get me. Well played to that random player there. The fate of this game rests in Furion's very capable hands. Let's see what this 107mm can do. Where is that second flat panzer? Moving forward very cautiously. There's one, there's two. Caught in between the both. This could be bad. One donks his first shot into his upper plate, but he does take a shot to the side of the turret. Fairly even. Adrenaline now activated. Flat panzer donks his third, which means through the front. That's one down. Things are looking better now. This guy's platoon mate has been very slow to react. Is he setting up to side scrape? Side scrape, Furion! No! But tracks him as he comes around the corner, and that's all she wrote. Well played, mate. Good finish. Second class, Confederate and crucial for that game. About 2.5k each. Well played, and all 7 kills. With Furion getting the Pools medal. 7 from 7. Plenty of splash damage in that one. 39,000 credits and 1.4k XP. Back on Copperfield for the 5th and final battle, looking for a bit of redemption. It's myself and Furion with the 107mm again. And it's a tier 8 battle, a tough tier 8 battle too. The Reds have got an extra 8 with a Centurion 1 platoon and a Isu. This time we do have some flankers though. Our T-44 is moving out wide, so we'll get eyes on whatever comes along that flanking side of the map. Now big guns like this howitzer, any big high alpha gun, like a tank destroyer gun usually, They work best when you can get the jump on your enemy, when someone else is doing the spotting or your enemy doesn't expect you to appear and take a shot. A bit like this SU, for example. Stalin, help me out on this one. Thank you. Once you're spotted, any enemy with half a brain is going to keep cover between yourself and them if they think you're reloaded and ready to fire. So you'll get the best performances out of a gun like this when you are able to effectively use other people's spotting to your advantage, basically. Or you play in an unpredictable manner that means you poke out when your enemies least expect it, allowing you to get that important shot off. Not sure if that was me that did the splash damage on the flat panzer there. I didn't get any indication that it was, but our flankers are having a hard time of it. There's a lot of firepower over on that side. Doing our best to help them out from this position. Finish off that very wounded flat panzer with an ammo rack. And now move to help our two heavies here on the high ground. What's left on this side? No shots on the Centurion or the VK3601H. Or is there? Auto aim is off for a more easily targeted sniping shot. And apparently it did hit. That's good. Auto aim back on. Isu now is turning his attention to our T150 who's gone deep. Spotted though, need to be careful. Scores are even. Gets away, my reload too slow there. Trying to help out our T150, our stock T150. That shot flies true, very fortunate. And we've got a full health Centurion rushing off now to engage that Isu. Surely he'll be able to handle that. Turn now to engage the Centurion. Furion's seen the same threat, he's turning around as well. And there goes our full health Centurion. What the hell? Which means now we're caught between two tier 8s and we are going to have to rush the weakest target. An ammo rack there by the Centurion's first shot. Charge this guy down again just like I did with that T20. HE round will not kill him just by splashing. Furion's got my back. He hits one into the Centurion's rear as he was jinking back and forth there, and my splash damage finishes the job. So now we're in a better position. But where's this Isu gone? Move now to the building and set up there to side scrape and view. And there he is, proxy spotted. Splash, tracks, and then pull to cover to side scrape. Poke out a little bit here, but dance back and forth. Bait the shot. Just over my engine deck or through the track, one of the two, but that's enough now for Furion to get the jump on him. And now there's just a VK left who is sitting in the cap circle. Thank you. Four kills. This is for the Radleys. There he is. Would you obligingly pull back? Thank you, sir. That's the way. Ah, it's a better finish. Well played, Furion and Stealth, masters of the KV2. And that's where I'll leave you guys. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck in game, and I will see you soon on the next one. Peace.